Hi everybody and welcome to Andrew Reviews. Today I'm taking a look at a strange movie. It's a musical, so it's already got one foot in the grave as far as I'm concerned, but it's a good musical, so the foot's only half deep. Don't worry though, there's plenty to throw this movie back into the fiery pits of hell from which it came. And no, it's not Grease. I don't like that musical as much as my mom doesn't like Bye Bye Birdie. But this is a musical that has some problems and some issues, and many people hate it for a different reason. Today I'm taking a look at Little Shop of Horror from 1980, what was it, 4? 6? I think it was 86. So do I gotta look that up? Is it 86 or 80? Oh wait, no. I think it's 86. Ah, fuck it. I'm looking at the 1980s version of Little Shop of Horror. Stay tuned. Okay, before I go any further into this video, please note this is not for kids. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way. Little Shop of Horrors is a strange movie. It's a musical starring Rick Moranis, Ellen Greene, John Candy's in this thing, Jim Belushi's in it. If you ever saw Alf, the guy that played Wizards in it, at least at one point, and then never seen again, depending upon which ending you want. Oh, that brings up an interesting point. This movie has two different endings. Oh yeah, and it also has Steve Martin being a jackass. Gotta love that. So, what's the point of this movie, you ask? Oh, God, I wish I knew. Rick Moranis plays Seymour. I don't remember the last name, and it doesn't really matter. But anyway, Seymour is a helpless loser. I mean, the type of person that even I would feel obligated to give a wedgie to just for the sake of it. Just to keep the status quo. That's bad. I hate giving wedgies. I've never given a wedgie in my life, except to myself. Yeah, it's not fun. But anyway, poor old Seymour is hopelessly in love with Audrey. Yes, his coworker at the flower shop. Yes, there's a flower shop. Look, let me paint the picture here for you. Skid Row. Bunch of down-on-their-luck people. Guy, what's it? Mr. Mushnick owns a flower shop. It's going to hell in a handbasket. Which, let's face it, you open a business in Skid Row, you're what's the word I'm looking for here? Starts with of course. Your business is gonna tank faster than the Titanic, you jackass. How about be like me opening up a store in the middle of the desert? Come to Andrew's Jalapeno Hotspot. That's the last thing you'd want to have in the desert. So to save the flower shop, Seymour comes up with a brilliant idea and introduces Mr. Mushnick to Audrey too. I know. I know. I know. Look. It's not as bad as Gremlins, but it's worse than Grease. It's not as bad as Flawless, but it sucks in a way. Bear with me. So, good old Seymour introduces Audrey to Mr. Mushnick and Audrey, who's immediately taken aback by, oh, Seymour named a plant after me. Yeah, he named a plant after you. Hold that thought. He goes through the entire convoluted story about on the day of the solar eclipse. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a total solar eclipse that had like nothing to do with anything. Okay, cool. That's nice. Yeah, total solar eclipse just happens out of the blue. No explanation for it, nothing. I kind of think that would have been the better part of the story, and screw the rest of it. But let's pull it back to us and let's see what we got here. So Seymour relates the entire story about how he bought the plant from the Chinese guy in town that he buys all of his flowers from. And the first thing that a lot of people would probably think of is gremlins. Because what did the nice old man say? Don't feed it after midnight. And what does the kid do? Feeds it after midnight. It turns out the plant is actually a space alien. Yes. Yes, it is. I know, it's stupid, but it's true. Well, anyway, Seymour goes on to John Candy's radio show where it's, what was it, like Kip Wilson's World of Weird? Yeah, okay, sure. And he relates the entire story of the plant again. First off, you told the story to Audrey and Mr. Mushnick. That would instantly give me some thought into, okay, they're going to keep your secret. They got no choice. The plant's going to save the store. When you start telling other people on a live radio program, heard by, I'm assuming, a couple nut jobs and a few weirdos, somebody's not going to be listening? Like the government, who would come there, take the plant, and examine it? Seymour is an idiot. But it gets worse. It just gets worse. So the plant requires blood in order to grow, to which Seymour is more than happy to give it. Yeah, this is literally the motion that it makes. Seymour feeding the plant just drinking the blood from his finger. Eventually, Seymour can't give it enough to keep it alive, so it requires more substance. By this point, though, we've already had a few good musical numbers, including one of my favorites, Some Fun Now, which is a neat little calypso number. I gotta admit, I love that song. Some Fun Now is like a little calypso. Of course, we're introduced to the dentist, played by Steve Martin, who also happens to be Audrey's boyfriend. The guy is a full-on psychopath. Even in his song, he admits he's a psychopath. How? Apparently he tortured kids. He tortured kitties with a BB gun. He'd find a pussy cat and smash its head. The guy is a psychopath. So what does he do? He becomes a dentist, like his mom told him he should. Okay, that makes perfect sense. You round sharp instruments, you cause people pain when they're coming to you to get their pain taken away. Yeah, sure, it makes perfect fucking sense. But what the hell? What the hell? I feel like me becoming an exotic dancer. Yeah, I don't see that happening, but sure, what the hell? Yeah, all right, okay. Weirdo. But anyway, Seymour tries to figure out a way to feed Audrey too, who has now begun talking to him. Yes. They hatched the idea to kill the dentist. Now, this is where the original 1960s version differs greatly from the 1980s version. In the 1960 version, Seymour is technically responsible for the dentist's death, in a way. In a way. Whereas in this version, the dentist was a nut job. The dentist was an idiot. The dentist was getting high off of his own fucking gas. He overdosed on nitrous oxide, resulting in his death. He killed himself by his own stupidity. Seymour was just doing the honorable thing by not letting a body go to waste. Though, I get an interesting question here, because the plant was able to eat Mr. Mushnick whole, clothing and all. And yet, Seymour had to hack up poor dentist from hell over here. And yeah, I don't get it. Why? Who cares? Seymour immediately begins blowing up all over the place after Mr. Mushnick is found dead, and him and Audrey start getting together and hanging out. This, however, makes him a little concerned, and Mr. Mushnick confronts Seymour, which results in his death. Mushnick's not Seymour's. Trust me, it's going to get better. So, realizing that there is a hitch in the giddy-up the Plant and Seymour have, well, the Plant decides, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. How does it do this? It plans to eat Audrey. I shit you not, it plans to eat Audrey. Her and Seymour have now finally gotten together. They are finally going to accept themselves for who they are and finally see what's fucking in front of them. And the Plant wants to fuck that whole thing up. Here's a monkey wrench, and that's the Plant. What annoys me about this movie is the fact that Audrey literally sings a song where she's admitting she loves Seymour, but won't tell him she loves him. Literally, when he and Audrey have their duet in the song Suddenly Seymour, she is terrified to get near him, terrified to fall in love with him, yet you just sang a song at least 2 songs ago how much you love him. You're picturing your picturesque lifestyle with him. Picket fence, a yard, TV trays, 2 god-awful ugly-looking kids. They're fucking doing howdy doody in the damn bedroom, and they're going to bed at 7 o'clock at night. You know, it makes no damn sense. Screw it. It's annoying. You ever saw Family Guy? It's what Herbert the Pervert pictured him and Chris's life would have been like, okay? There. That's what it was. Somewhere that's green. That's what it was. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. There are 2 endings to this. 2 different endings. This was originally consented by a former person. I'm pretty sure it was former anyway. But anyway, somebody that used to work pretty heavily with puppets. And I'm pretty sure it was with the Jim Henson Company. But don't quote me. Don't remember off the top of my head. But it's going to get worse. It's just, there's 2 endings to this. The first ending, Seymour takes on the Plant after Audrey dies. Her final wish is to become part of the Plant so that she will forever be with Seymour, who will always be with the Plant. Yeah. See, the Plant tricked Audrey to coming to the flower shop to eat her, and Seymour got back there and pulled her out of the Plant. Ending number 1, Seymour doesn't save her. She dies, he feeds her to the Plant, he runs out, up to the roof, planning the old express elevator to the first floor. He's going to jump off the roof and kill himself. He's stopped by the guy that played Whizzer on Alf. I don't remember the actor's name. It's not important because he's not in the final cut of the film, so screw him. He gets there, and the guy tells him, hey, love the Plant. We want to make little Audrey 2s and have them everywhere across the world. Seymour gets enraged by this. Decides to confront the Plant. Mano a mano, taking it on and killing it in the process. Fails miserably, gets eaten by the Plant, and everybody in the world dies. As you hear the song, Don't Feed the Plant. This ending, sadly, did not test well. Not once, but twice. In 2 different theaters. I wonder why. It was later said in a Broadway play, you can kill off the main leads. And they'll come back out at the end of the movie and take a bow. However, you kill them off in a movie, they don't come back out and take a bow, and a lot of people get pissed. A lot of people got pissed. Understandably, too. Really, it's understandable. So, what happens in ending 2? Seymour manages to save Audrey in time, and he and Audrey are confronted by Jim Belushi, who is playing the role that Wizard played. See, they couldn't get the actor to come back because of scheduling conflicts, if I remember that correctly, but then again, it was a Wikipedia article, so take it with a grain of salt if you will. The whole thing, though, leads Seymour to confront Audrey, too. See, he and Audrey were planning to run away with money that was coming the next day. I want to stress that. He was going to run away with money he didn't actually have yet for something that he was going to have to do. Unless they were giving it to you in cash, they can stop payment of the check, moron. I just... It's a movie that's stupid as it is brilliant. The music's good. The plot has a hole you can drive a Mack truck through. So Seymour takes on Audrey too, and this time it goes a little differently. He manages to electrocute the plant, destroying it. And he and Audrey go off into their happily ever after. Fans hate this ending too, but out of the two of them, I'll take this one over. Everybody dies to the plant. Yeah, I'm not even joking. And they're remaking this movie again, so... yeah. Okay, let's just do this. The music is good in this, I'm not going to lie. Little Shop of Horrors, the opening theme is spectacular. The whole aspect of Seymour's decisions isn't as deep as a lot of people think. A lot of people misrepresent the ending. They say the first ending is the correct ending because it's Seymour's comeuppance for what he's done. Now, in the original 1960s movie, yes, I would say beyond a doubt, definitely is his comeuppance. He dies by the hand of the plant. In the play, dies by the hand of the plant. In this movie, no. In this movie, the first ending doesn't fit for a comeuppance for Seymour. Because he did nothing wrong. The dentist died of his own hand. Seymour just chopped up the body. That's about the only thing that he did was mutilate a corpse. Mr. Mushnick died by the plant. Seymour did try to stop him. He stopped Audrey from being killed by the plant. He tried everything in his power to stop the plant in general before its final showdown. He doesn't deserve the bad ending, as it were. But does he deserve the good ending? Well, no. But it's out of the two of them, I'll take the happy ending over the everybody died. I didn't like that ending. Anyway, despite the plot hole, the size and width of a Mack truck, this is a good movie to check out if you have a chance. So if you do manage to find a copy of this movie, I highly recommend checking it out. It is called Little Shop of Horrors from the 1980s, that decade. I don't remember if it was 82, 84, or 86. But either way, it's that decade in the 80s. So check it out. It's kind of worth it. The music's good. The music's good. I just YouTube the music. Screw it. Just YouTube the music. Just be done with that. Music's good. I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Reviews. Bye, everybody.